And now it's the end of Heritage. I assume there's not going to be episode 9, but then again, I also don't know off the top of my head. I'm just taking a guess, considering it feels like this would probably be a finale point, you know? Which, it would be sad to say go this was the episode. It tells me the characters aren't going to stop. It has to do with the fact that I freaking talk to Gary somewhat regularly. I mean, it's gone down as of recent times, but then again, that's because real life can be a bitch sometimes. Oh. At least with this new setup thing, I don't have to worry about talking over the dang thing. I can just mute the series. Like I'm gonna do now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. Mostly because when I go back to redo this, odds are I would have already forgotten that I said this right now. Because I am inconsistently the professional. Anyway, now freaking Gary's just finally got out of a lock he was stuck in thanks to Espigo. And now he's stuck staring down the invoked Elysium. I love the delivery. And he's freaking, and according to Gary, Elysium is bigger than shooting Quasar Dragon. It's bigger than an Arc Hyper Legendary. Let that sink in.
Szóval ez az Espego. Az, aki harcban áll Garyvel a
I know this because shut up.
Veszélyes alaknak tűnik.
Az nem kifejezés. A duel
And then he loses again. Oh.
is alkalmazza a vérfertőzéses méregrendszert.
So I guess you were
No
checking
way.
his
Ez szörnyen
dual disc.
hangzik. Az meg mi?
Ha egy párbaj elején alkalmazza, a félnek, akinek az életpontja eléri a nullát, a duel dixje aljában beaktiválódik egy méreggel átitatott fémszál. Hasonlóan kell elképzelni, mint a vércukor méréshez használható.
So the loser of the duel will
Méreg
die.
elkezd a véráramban haladni a szív felé, és amint azt eléri, a test azonnali halála következik be.
Úristen!
I see.
Ennek tudatában nekem már elmegy a
Yeah,
kedvem, hogy bárki
I
is
wouldn't
játszik.
want to after that.
Ennek egyáltalán mi értelme?
Gondolom, ha az egész élete múlik egy párbajon, sokkal nagyobb motivációval harcolnám.
Wait, but when Gary did the
Azzal nem számol, hogy ezzel az ellen.
hypersynchronization, it came from his arm up to, like, through his
Szóval a
bloodstream.
bestiák örökösei képesek belelátni az emlékzárakba. Ezek az információk rajtam kívül senki másra nem tartoznak.
Then why tell me?
Ezután, hogy került mégis hozzá ez a pakli?
Nem bírsz a gyermeki kíváncsiságoddal, ugye?
Well, you sparked it.
Természetesen azonnal őt okoltam és rátámadtam. Lister, a feleségem nem volt otthon és sehol nem érem el. Mondd, hogy az ő eltűnéséhez nincs közöd.
Nyugalom, Espego. Jó híreim vannak.
She's right here.
Már olyan régóta dolgozom, végre elkészült.
Good for you. Where's my wife? Ah, frick, I shouldn't let that out in the open.
Mit keres itt Szitu neve?
Sajnálom, Espego, de ahhoz, hogy ennek a paklinak a fő fúziós lényei létrejöjjenek, fel kellett használnom az összes hozzád közel.
He says this with a smile on his face.
Módszer, ami szörnyeket csinál, belőlük, úgy tűnik, hogy végez is velük.
But hey, I got a deck fam. Isn't that great? I'm gonna fucking murder you. But hey, I got some trading cards out of it, so that makes it okay. I think even in the world of Yu-Gi-Oh, there'd be a case of, okay, no, that's too far.
Rossz ötlet
You're
volt,
dueling him
hogy
over it?
megfogod, Espego. Így a neked
aliens?
szánt paklival foglak kivégezni téged is. Ki tudja, talán belőled is kártyát csinálok.
Oh, frig.
Lister egy őrült alkimista volt. Így ehhez méltó módon egy hatalmas robbanással lett vége mindennek. Kihasználtam a pillanatot, hogy hátraesett, és ellene fordítottam azt a módszert, amivel
Somehow won the
csinált
duel.
másokból kártyákat. Ezt érdemelted. Így lett teljes a pakli, és így született meg.
So you turned him into Alistair the Invoker.
Hihetetlen. Egyszerűen nem térek magamhoz. De viszont, hogyha ennyire agresszívak, akkor hogy lehet, hogy te ilyen jól használod őket?
Amint azt láthattad, a kártyákban ott vannak a barátaim lelkei. Így álltak rajta bosszút. Nekem csak azért engedelmeskednek, mert tudják, hogy megtalálom a módját, hogy visszahozzam
I don't know if you can.
A cél, ami vezérel, komoly háttérrel rendelkezik.
Seriously,
Nem adok ott arra, hogy másoknak ennyi szenvedést okoz.
but I'm sad.
Elég a drámából, ne zökkents ki! Elysiumnak van egy nagyon különleges képessége. Ha eltávolítok a pályámról vagy a temetőmből egy invoked szörnyet, eltávolítja a te összes olyan szörnyedet is, aminek ugyanaz az attribútuma. Elysium pedig egyszerre mind a 6 attribútummal bír.
Ez nagyon nem jó.
No shit.
Ez még nem minden. Aktiválom az Invocation-t, hogy kivonjam a temetőmből az Elistert, a tiédből pedig a szél attribútumú Stardust Dragon.
Ah, crap.
Fúziós idézés.
Raijin?
Jelenj meg! Invoke! Raijin!
I think that was the last one he hasn't summoned yet.
Az Invocation effektível Elistert újra visszaveszem a kezembe.
At least not counting the one that... Not counting the newer one that looks like it's made out of a tower or something, but according to Gary, we're not getting that one. Well, according to Gary and it.
Mivel
Yeah.
támadni nem tudok,
Malak himself.
tehát egyenlőre védelmi állásba fordítom.
Because it was made too late, and then which I responded with, particularly use all of these cards. You're using a bunch of old cards, but okay, new cards, but whatever.
Az én védelmemen átjutsz-e?
Húzok!
Hmm.
Hát, ezzel a lappal még nem. Te jössz.
Now we're just seeing. I just realized all the invokes have this needle going in through them. Is this where they got the injection for all the blood shit that was going on? That's pretty fucked up. It's Alistair's staff! Dear God. The lore of this thing gets more. The lore of this thing gets darker and darker by the second.
Jöjjön hát az utolsó invoked lény.
Alright, there's also this one.
Invoked. Purgatrio.
Great.
Hé, te seggfej!
Nice tattoo.
Eltűntek, míg veled találkoztak utoljára. Mi a fasz csináltál velük?
I turned them into trading cards.
Akkor győzd le párbajban.
Te rohadék. Hogy jött ki ez a szorkó?
Mi a neved?
Pörzs vagyok.
A piromán. Igaz?
Így van. És most égni fogsz.
Frig. Lester is some fucked up mad scientist. Lister, not Lester.
Az emberek emberrablást emlegetnek.
I wonder who could be causing that?
Igaz ez?
Az emberek mindig másra fogják az ilyeneket. Fogalmam sincs ki a hete mögött.
Purgatrio támadó pontjai minden általad irányított
Which is only one, which is Swords of Revealing Light.
Ezen kívül minden általad irányított szörnyet meg tud
And in, like, piercing damage.
Aktiválom az Invocation második effektjét. Visszakeverem a pakliba, hogy a játékból kivont Elistert visszavehessem a kezem. Végezetül
How's Gary gonna get over this?
és átadom a kört.
Fordítok egy lapot és kör vége.
Egy köröd maradt. Sinister Serpent visszajön a kezembe.
Because it's a pre-errata version.
Újra kikereshessek egy polymerization. Majd
You got a field spell that one that searches poly. Fusion recovery plan, I think it is.
Kíváncsian várom a nagy visszatérést.
How the heck are you gonna get out of this one, Gary? Without, I don't know, Raigeki?
Hogy szakadna rá az ég arra a szerencsétlenre.
Live in the
Miért volt mennyire
sky.
hiszékeny? A rohadt életbe.
Viktor, a neved sugározza sikeres jövőt hullámait.
They spelled it wrong then. It's not supposed to have a K in it.
Túl késő lesz.
I'm kidding.
Nézd, a
I'm
pakli
not, but you
túlságosan
know.
is a szerencsére épül. Nem lenne vele
Wait, your luck
megy a
base. You want a
bajnokság.
tournament with
Mennyi
it.
játékos játszik ott.
Túl sok benned a kétel és az aggodalom, de akkor fogadjál tőlem 2 dolgot, ami motivál.
Faith Bird. That's only
Hát,
one
Ez
thing.
aranyos, de sajnos az én egyes szintű paklimba nem illene.
Igen, tudom, ezt a kártyát kezeld amolyan kabalak.
Side deck it.
Melletted van megállíthatatlan győzelem sorozatban lesz részed.
Bírom, hogy hiszel ezekben a babonákban, de tudod mit? A kedvedébe elteszem, hisz a típusa és az attribútja stimmel, úgyhogy majd csak jó hasznát veszem.
A másik dolog pedig itt van a bent.
Oh,
Amint végeztél a bajnoksággal és hazatértél bajnokként, megkapod a szívem, és közösen felépítjük mindkettőnk legszebb jövőjét.
and then she died in the dimension explosion fusion. At least I assume that's the implication.
Csenge, hagyta magam átverni. Vajon ezt a szörnyű hibát is láttad előre a jövőmben? Ha most nem húzom az időt ezzel a nyomorékkal, már rég veled lehetnék.
Yep.
Húzok. Ez az. Aktiválom a Darkhold.
Nice.
Ez alap egymagában megsemmisíti az összes szörnyet a mezőn.
Megállom Mekabával.
Yeah.
Eldobom neki a Fusion Substitute-ot.
Hitte volna. Akkor viszont aktiválom a Burial from Different Dimensions. A kivont lapok közül visszateszem a temetőbe Stardust Dragont, Uniworld-öt és Tribe Infecting Virus.
Okay.
Végezetül kijátszom a Dying Battle the Crewmaster, és így visszakapok 1000 életpontot.
Erre lapot vesztegetni.
Gondolod? Aktiválom az utolsó lefordított lapomat. Dance of Judgment.
Ah.
Ez egy nagyon különleges csapdalap, ugyanis azt tudja, hogy annyi lapot húzhatok, amennyi az én kezemben és pályámon, valamint a te pályádon lévő lapok közti.
That's just his roller cards where I'm like, how is this thing not used more?
Én pedig
Jesus Christ!
ezért húzhatok 10 lapot.
Hogy mi?
Eljött az én időm. Aktiválok még egy tuningot, amivel a kezembe veszek egy Junk Synchront, és ledobatom a paklim felső lapját.
Jesus
ami egy
Christ.
Pedopens Squid Rossera. Most normál idézem. Junk Synchront,
What a
amivel
bitch.
visszahozom a lemillelt lényt. Így van egy tuner és egy nem tuner lényem a pályán.
Kár, hogy szinkroidézni már nem lesz velük alkalmat. Aktiválom a lefordított lapomat. Furing Kazan!
What?
Ezt a
That old
csapdalatot
card?
akkor aktiválhatom, ha van szél, föld, víz és tűzelemű szörnyem is a pályámon. És mivel Elysium ezt a feltételt egymagában teljesít.
I can't use Elysium's fielding effect on your turn, so I'm gonna use it now.
Mi? Viszont hogyha Squid Rossera arccal felfelé van, amikor elpusztul, az összes szörnyedre rak egy Predator countert.
Nem kellenek a számlálóid. Raijin effektjével lefordítom a Squid Rosserádat.
Ah,
Hát jó. Akkor, mivel neked van szörnyed, nekem pedig nincs. Így speciálisan megidézhetem a kezemből. Kákotúzó.
what the?
Viszont 4-es szintű lesz. Aztán aktiválom a Monster Reborn.
Sorry, I can't take a card seriously named Cockadoodle-Doo, no matter what you tell me.
Ezt a szinkroidézést már nem fogod tudni megállítani. A két szörnyemet összehangolom! Szinkroidézés. Jelenj meg! Black Rose Dragon!
Huh.
Rögtön amint ő megidézi,
Impressive.
a pályán lévő összes lapot
Finally uses Black Rose Dragon in an alternate universe.
Fordított lapomat. A Quick Booster miatt
Uh-oh.
a Set Rotation-t visszakeverhetem a pakliba, a Phantom Knight Swing miatt pedig Elysium 500 ponttal erősödik és nem fog elpusztulni. Majd mivel elpusztítottad a Quick Boosteremet, a Set Rotation-t, amit visszakevertem a pakliba, újra kézbe vehetem.
Just in time, apparently. Nice.
Végül 2 lapot fordítok le.
Came back with all that and it still wasn't enough.
Ismerem, Gary, ez nem volt rossz. De a legerősebb szörnyem még mindig megvan, és erősebb, mint valaha. A kör elején a Sinister Serpent visszajön a kezembe. Megidézem Alistair képességével, újra kikeresem az Invocation-t. Majd aktiválom a temetőmben levő Fusion Substitute-ot. Visszakeverem a temetőből a Purgatriót, hogy húzzak egy lapot. És most Invocation. Kivonom az Alistair-t, és a temetőben levő Black Rose
Gonna make
Dragon-t,
Purgatrio
hogy
again.
újra megidézhessem Invo, Purgatriót.
God dang it.
Mivel van 2 lapod, Purgatrio újabb 400 ponttal erősödik. Aktiválom a grépen az Invocation effektét. Visszakeverem a pakliba, hogy Alistert újra visszavehessem a kezembe.
Alistair is so fucking consistent. It's ridiculous.
És most csata. Purgatrio. Közvetlen támadás. A kezemből eldobom az Alistert.
Just because I can.
Aktiválom az egyik folyamatos csapdalapomat. Spiritual Sword of Revealing Light.
More swords?
1000 életpontért megfoghatom a támadásodat.
Elysium! Támadj!
Nice.
Újabb 1000 életpontért ezt a támadást is megfogom.
Ezt már nem fogod tudni sokáig folytatni. Lefordítok 2 lapot, és te jössz.
So many swords are revealing lights. You can only do it with that for one more turn, assuming that
Ennek a képessége
SP doesn't summon any more monsters on his next turn.
típusú szörnyet a temetőből a pakliba, és így húzhatok 2 lapot.
But he doesn't get a battle phase this turn.
Típusú Junk Synchron. A szárnyas bestia Unibird és az Aqua Tribe Infecting Virus, hogy húzzak 2. Viszont ebben a körben így nem támadhatok. Lefordítok 3 lapot.
More face downs.
A lefordított lapjaid miatt Purgatrio tovább erősödik. A köröd végén aktiválom a Heavy Storm Mastert, amivel elpusztítom a Spiritual Swords of Revealing Light.
Spiritual swords of revealing light do have a floating effect, though.
Igaz, hogy Purgatrio így kicsit legyengül, de még így is elég erős lesz ahhoz, hogy egymagában kivégezzen.
A másik lap, amit elpusztítottál, egy spell.
Which lets him set 2
És
spells and
így
traps.
a pakliból
Look at
leszedelhet.
place.
Egy click player.
Oh no, they just won. I saw that.
Emiatt
This would be
Purgatrio...
I imagine this would be useful
Én jövök.
in the future.
Purgatrio, Elysium, fejezzétek be!
Rush Legacy is one of those cards I always wanted to be like more powerful than it actually is.
Eltávolítottam a temetőből a Spiritual Swords of Revealing Light-ot, így ebben a körben nem tudsz megsebezni.
Úgy látszik, ez volt az utolsó mencsvárad. Szettelek egy szörnyet, és te jössz.
Így vagy úgy.
Dang it, this is the last card in his deck.
Nagyon jó húzás kell.
Egy mezőlap? Ez nem jó. Ha ezt kijátszanám, simán leszedné a set rotation-nel.
Yeah, you could force it out of him.
Aktiválom a Reckless Greed-et.
Getting risky.
Húzok 2 lapot, de így 2 karig nem húzhatok.
Which is good considering these I think are your last 2 cards.
Egy körre teszel fel.
Aktiválom a Fissure. Ez megsemmisíti a pályán lévő leggyengébb szörnyet.
Bye Purgatorio.
Majd aktiválom a Nobleman of Crossout-ot, vagyis elpusztítom és kivonom a játékból a lefordított szörnyedet. Aktiválom a Necroid Synchrót. Kivonhatok a temetőből egy tuner és egy nem tuner szörnyet, hogy megidézhessek egy Stardust típusú szinkró szörnyet.
A Quasarral talán lenne esélyem ellene, de viszont akkor megszegem
Yeah, it's against the rules, Gary.
Hogy lehet, hogy most nem hallom azt a piros pulcsis alakot?
Why am I not hearing the red sweater guy now?
A 2 legendás bestia párbajon kívül van. Nem lehet nála a harmadik is.
Kivonom a temetőből Formula Synchrót és Stardust
Stars Warriors in the graveyard.
Stardust Dragont.
Minden határomat túllépem, hogy ezek a csillagok egyesítve megválthassák a jövőt.
Shooting Star
Vezessen át a
Dragon.
fény
No,
útja!
no. True Chronomaly Stardust Spark Dragon. No wait, Stardust Chronicles Spark Dragon. I always forget this guy's name.
Elismerem, szép fényes sárkányod van.
I even have the card IRL.
Még mindig gyengébb, mint az én Elysiumom.
Mindjárt meg.
It's a cool looking card for such a bad effect.
Menj neki Elysiumnak!
But it's about to give me the win, so I don't care!
Emlékszel a lapra, amit neked köszönhetően tudtam lefordítani? Varázslap! Rushly Class 3! Ezáltal a szörnyem kap 700 támadó pontot! Stardust Chronicles Sparkle-on is elpusztul, így használhatom a képességét. Egy kibeniselt szinkró sárkányt visszaidézhetek a helyére. Jelenj meg újra Stardust Dragon! És most vele rád támadok! És most aktiválhatom a csapdalapomat.
What's that do?
Ezt a csapdalapot akkor használhatom.
Which it was with the Woman of Crossouts.
Védelmi állásban levő szörnyben. Így a Stardust Dragon újra támadhat, viszont aktiválom a Shrink-et.
Why?
Megfelezem az ő támadó pontjait.
Just because you can?
Már is megtudod, hogy ennek mi volt az értelme. Mivel egy szörnyem
1500
Oh no.
sebzést okozott neked. Így aktiválhatom a varázslapomat.
Beszerkesül!
Oh shit.
Eldobom az utolsó lapom.
They're gonna have draw Monstacado.
Megnézhetem a paklin felső lapját. És hogyha ez egy szörny, akkor sebződni fogsz 500-at. Ez az.
Monstacado!
A képességet még 7-szer ismételhetem meg. Viszont hogyha a paklin felső lapja nem szörny lesz, akkor az visszakerül a pakli tetejére, és a képesség vége.
You can at least try to be more energetic than this, Gary.
A paklinban pontosan 7 lap maradt. Nézzük. Ez az. Második. Szörny. Következők.
Almost there, just a few more.
Szörnylap. Ötödik.
Two more, two more. Nice. One more.
Hihetetlen! Ekkora szerencséje senkinek nem lehet! Kizárt, hogy az utolsó lapod is szörny legyen, ha kell 50 életponttal foglak kivégezni!
Nézzük, Espego!
A Karibo, of course. Monstacado! The unbeatable Alice invoked deck taken down by Berserker Soul. What the hell? Ah, right, the poison. He's trying to cut it off.
Hihetetlen. Ezt a paklit még senki nem tudta legyőzni. De megcsináltad. Megtörted Lister elméletét. Ráadásul az örökségednél.
Actually, with my heritage, because this wouldn't be happening without heritage.
A barátaim iránti aggodalom adja ezt a végtelen mennyiségű motivációt. Erre céloztam azzal a mondattal a párbajunk elején. Ha valódi célvezérrel képes lehetsz a határaid fölé emelkedni.
Nem szokásom, de azt hiszem alábecsültelek. Sokkal megfontoltabb voltál, mint vártam.
Én is félreismertelek. Így, hogy láttam, hogy mennyi mindent vesztettél. És hogy valóban milyen erős célok hajtanak. Valamilyen szinten meg tudom érteni ezt a szörnyűséget, amiket velünk tettél. Talán,
He still did the wrong thing, but at the end of the day, you can also understand where it came from.
Geri! Szóval itt voltatok? De
I came in just in time.
Nyugi, még én is alig tudom elhinni.
Espego. Kételjeim vannak azzal kapcsolatban, amit Zoltánról mondtál.
Amikor azt mondtam, hogy meg akarja ölni az itteni alter egóját, csak blöfföltem. Nem
So now this is
kockáztathattam
trying to cut
meg
the
egy
blood
lehetséges
flow so the poison
szövetséget
doesn't affect him.
köztetek. Még a végén kifecsek
Everybody loses his arm though.
Valójában ő is a bestiákat akarta megszerezni, de az átok miatt, ami állandóan kizökkenti őt, inkább csak hátrát adott, mint segített.
A neve egyébként Jura valóban furcsa egy alak, de találkoztam egy barátjával és azt mondta, hogy valami vírus miatt ilyen.
Gondolom a rovarpaklis srácra gondolsz. Most csalódott vagyok. Hagytam Jurának, hogy ellenet fordítson. Kihasználta, hogy apám is összezavart a kvázár miatt.
Most már ne törd magad ezen. Nyomós okod volt félni a kvázártól, de remélem most már látod, hogy nem kell.
A teória a 3 legendás bestiáról igaz. A harmadik is egy másik dimenzióban van, de oda már képtelen
Best music with that
voltam
one.
ugrani. A túl sok dimenzió ugrás így is túl sok energiát emésztett fel.
Szóval, a harmadik bestia lehet a gonoszabbik, amelyiktől a
Probably. We best send it off and use it as a resurrection off screen.
lehet az örököse.
De nincs más választásom, meg kell találnom és meg kell szereznem tőle, hogy ezzel mindenki vágyát teljesíthessük.
A küldetésem elbukott, úgyhogy most te öröklöd. Fogd ezt a paklit. És ha megtaláltad a 3 legendás bestiát,
Yo, I forgot a card.
Az új dimenziót égesd el. És hozd vissza a feláldozott lelkeket.
Except for Lister. Fuck him. In fact, in my head canon, that's the card on the bottom of the deck he didn't give to him. No, Malik, if you die, then how are we gonna get subtitles? Get Gary to do it.
Mi a
But he doesn't have any means.
fertőzés? Akkor ezért szorította el a karját. És emiatt volt az a furcsa érzés a Dual Dix felől a párbajunk kezdetén. Ezek szerint ha ezt a párbajt nem
You would have died. Oh, now that I think about it, I mentioned earlier about the hypersynchro summon coming from the arm thing, but that was from the opposite arm, not the dual disc arm. Shit.
Mihez kezdesz ezután?
Espego jó ember volt. Csak rosszá tették.
Well, others specifically.
Egy újabb küldetésem lett. Őt is vissza fogom hozni.
And I'll become a god. What the heck? It's a stormy day outside. In the original series, the lady in red gave him a black rose dragon, but I have no idea about the person in white. Oh, it's Corey and Gary.
Ezen keresztül problémamentesen átjuthatunk hozzájuk.
Good thing we found these.
Kíváncsi lennék.
Don't know how you convinced me to go out there dressed in this, but here we are.
A legrosszabb
Look, I thought it would look cool.
hogy mi vár rájuk.
Unless, of course, it's an alternate universe, Gary, given the orange thingam in his arm. Well, crud. Essentially, we are not responsible for the aggressive and bloody sequences to be viewed at your own risk. Wouldn't you start the video with this? Just saying that. That's the end of Heritage, evidently. Which means there will be no Season 2, obviously, because once you say the end, that's it. Then again, if I know anything from horror movies and comedy series, the end is where we begin. It's because Kaiji no Kami said in the freaking like, Friday the 13th, the final chapter was meant to be the final Friday the 13th movie, but it made too much money. Still, wow, that was... Explains the Facebook, though. I forgot he even played that, to be honest. Impressive ending. I just don't know what Espigo has to do with anything. Gary's like, Espigo means... The name Espigo means a lot. It's like, no it doesn't. I do sympathize with Espigo, though, considering... It's entirely fucked up what happened to him, and then he turned Lister's own thing back at him. So, yeah. I do question, though, you also question the science of being like, well, what did he do with the bodies? How did he make the cards? And, Season 2 begins. The end is where we begin. But yeah, I kind of sympathize with Espigo, but you can question in how he did that with, like, the blood and everything. Be like, where did the bodies go? How did he make a card with just blood? And then you just throw it up and be like, this is a place where we just combined universes using a children's trading card, and you had a duel with card games that had poison involved to save the bloody dimensions and Arc Hyper Legendaries. At that point, I'd just be like, we long ago gave away the concept of science, so let's just have magic. Why not? A wizard did it. I mean, I think Lister is a spellcaster type. Wait, no, he is a spellcaster type, considering he's often used with Spellbook of Knowledge, which is sometimes searched with Blue Spellbook Dude. I know he has a name, but I just call him Blue Spellbook Dude. It's always used to search Spellbook of Knowledge. Yeah, just, wow. I kind of feel bad for Espigo, but at the same time, given all the fucked up shit he did, yeah, this is probably, but yeah, I can't argue with the end results. The difference is kind of night and day, because it's like, you see, I don't know. I was going to make some comparison, but I said, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I don't know if he's... I was going to also be like, is this like Thanos where you kind of think, you think about it a bit more and you think, you know what, he was kind of right. Maybe he was kind of right in his ordeals. It's kind of like that, but at the same time, it's like, no, what he still did was pretty fucked up. I mean, some people will be like, well, Thanos was kind of sympathetic. After all, you can kind of agree with him wiping out half of the universe. And I'm like, no, you can't. I mean, yes, there are some days where I'd just be like, you know what, fuck humanity. Thanos was right. But also, at the same time... it's like, no, he's still a monster. I mean, scientifically speaking, it made sense, but still. Morally, it didn't make any... Morally, it was wrong. But that's another thing entirely. There are plenty of freaking stories about what Thanos thinks in Endgame and all that to the jazz. I'm not even going to be one of those people. Even though I just was one of those people. Oops. Anyway, yeah, that was quite the impressive ending. I did not expect of all the endings I expected, Berserker Soul Stardust Dragon was not one of them. So, you know, that caught me off guard. I do kind of wish, though, Gary gave it a bit more energy, because he's also... But I think it's also a case where he's, like, he's nervous, and he knows that, like, one fuck-up and he's gonna lose. He just needs to draw one spell or trap, and he's completely screwed. So it's like, he could be more action-packed to be like, draw Monster Card! But then it would kind of shoot in the foot to be like, hey, oh shit, it's not a monster card. I'm fucked. So it's kind of... So it's like, he wasn't going for like an anime over-the-top action-packed scene. It was more being like, if I don't do this, I'm dead. I mean, he doesn't know he's dead, but as far as he knows, he's losing the duel, which, in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh!, is dead. At least in terms of the card game status, you know? It would have been funny though, just be like, now that Stardust Dragon's done, I can use the Synchro, summon these to the Force, and Xyz summon Cowboy! Cowboy for game! I know that there's no way he would have been able to have done that, but it would have just been hysterical out of context. You can't, even if I have 50 life points, that you can't beat me. Want to make a bet? I'm not gonna lie though, the fact that it ended with 50 life points at the end did make me think, be like, oh shit, is Gary gonna fuck up and we're gonna have an extra turn, he's gonna have to draw the last card in his deck, but it's like, no, that was just for an extra bit of tension. So yeah, I think that was a fantastic finale to frickin' Heritage, to Feritage. Hungry Feritage 7. Beats the crap out of the season 1 finale where it was just, I was in the hospital, then I was teleported to a random alternate dimension where I dueled Yura because shut up. Or Yuri, cause, no, Yuri is the Arc 5 kid. All these characters sound the goddamn same. No, not even Yuri from Arc 5, it was Yuri from frickin' Excalibur. Sure, that makes sense. The ultimate crossover you didn't even know you wanted. Until today. Anyway, I think it beats the season 2 finale in terms of, because in that finale just, and now I duel Yuri again. And now I have these bullcrap cards with his shadow shooting Quasar, which was a good idea on paper. I like the idea on paper of that one. It's like a good idea of like the evil versions of Gary's deck. That's pretty fun. But then it's like we don't really see much of the duel, which is kind of a shame. Also, from what it saw, it just seemed like they were literally just the same thing, but evil. It wasn't even a case to be like, oh, these are evil, but they have different effects based on the sort of like almost an evil hero Inferno Gator or a Malicious Edge, where it's like they're kind of better than their counterparts, but then you realize they have like no support. It's like they're worse than their counterparts in that regard. But then that's one of those ideas where I'd be like, I wish that was brought up a bit more. It's just like, you know, I kind of wish that kind of concept was more of a thing, but no. Here's just your generic crap with more Dragoonies, more heroes, because, you know, you don't have enough of those cards. Wait. Anyway, more dual monster support. You know, Dark Magician hadn't gotten a good card in a good 5 minutes. So actually, to be fair with Dark Magician case, that's 10 minutes. Whereas Blue Eyes was 5. Apparently behind the scenes there's also a bit more to it. Like, there's a reason why, like, Gary told me the reason why that the dual disc can't pick up, like, there's a reason the dual disc can't authorize the cards and read them. It's because according to Gary, this is behind the scenes knowledge in universe, but according to it, Lister made actual dual monsters like real life hologram sort of things, like with like they're like real monsters apparently to an extent, like sort of like the real solid vision of Arc 5 in a sense, except since they're technically not part of the dual disc state or something like that, that's why it can't be read. It's a little bit of science and stuff, but it's just also one of the states where it's like, yeah, but the only time he ever uses them is on a dual disc, so really, what's the difference? But that's just kind of the explanation as to why the dual disc can't read them, because it's not technically on the dual disc, it's just in real life. I think it's just probably because it'd be like, you're a mad scientist who combined children's trading cards with humans, and thus it caused this weird hybrid mutation thingamafucker. Ugh. Just, you know? That's apparently the reason why. It's a little sci-fi, but it's also the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! So again, this is Hungry 7. Heritage or not, it's still Hungry 7. We long ago gave up the concept of science. I don't know if this beats the, Hungry Season 3 ending, though, considering that one just had, like, all that build-up and the great season, and then just have the finale with Obis and all that stuff, so I don't know if it beats that, but I can say it at least ties with it. I can say that comfortably. Because, you know, Hungry 7 Season 3 is like, oh, finally, we have a story that I can actually follow. It has a climactic ending, and it's not an evil Gary, it's an evil Corey. Well, it's slightly different, I'll give you points. I still do like the Hungry 7 Season 3, though. I mean, I like all of Hungry 7, but it's just like, that's the point where it's like, finally, I can understand what's happening. To an extent. Oh. So I guess we gotta wait for Hungry 7 Heritage Season 2. I guess it's just gonna be the new timeline we're exploring. We get to go back in time. Now when future Gary. It's gonna be my meeting thing with Gary. He said, be like, future Gary is never coming back. And I'm like, okay, but future Corey. No. Where's future David? We're just an obese man with freaking glasses and balding. It's just like, I'm David from the future, don't you know? And it would be like, ah, yes, it's the normal David we've seen every day. He's gone through so many actors, we can't tell the difference anymore. And no, I know David's the same actor, but he changes his look every single goddamn season, and sometimes halfway through seasons. So it's just funny to think that he's constantly changing actors. It's a meme. There's a reason it's called Hungry 7, but there's a reason it's called Hungry 7 because there's 7 alternative versions of Gary. But I like the idea that it's because we've gone through 7 in different Davids. Because I think we've actually seen 7 different wardrobe changes before we've seen the 7th Gary. We still don't know what the 7th Gary looks like. It might be this dude in the robe as far as we know. Or it could just be a returning character. Then again, now I think about it, Gary did say, where's the red guy in the hood when I need him? And then all of at the end of the season, it's like, here's a red guy in a hood. I wonder if those are connected. It is interesting to think about, though. I am interested in where this is going to go from here. Heritage was a blast to get to Take 2. Heritage was fun, and I'm glad I checked it out because it was truly entertaining. There were a few moments where I'm like, what the heck? But let's be real here, Gary. Even if you're like, oh, I did this in order to make things easier to understand. They were easier to understand. Trust me. Even if I had my hiccups every once in a while with understanding fully what's going on, I still got the general idea of what was going on. So trust me, this is nowhere near as confusing as the original Hungry 7. I mean, really, when you think about Season 1 of Hungry 7, isn't that complicated? It's just when it gets to the ending where everything flies off the rails. It's just like, wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? But still, yeah. I enjoyed Hungry 7 Heritage. It cleared up a lot of the info that was confusing, to say the least, and it's nice to have a sort of reboot. Now, I wonder where we go from here in Hungry 7 Heritage Season 2. We can only wait and see. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I would like at the end of Heritage, we just meet the Gary and the Corey from the original timeline. Like, I don't know what we call that one, considering this is the reboot timeline, but because I can only just call them original Gary and Corey, but that makes this sound like it's a spin-off, even though it kind of is, and kind of isn't. It's complicated, but that, you know, like, wouldn't that be funny? Just be like, at the end of it, they meet original Gary and original Corey. I mean, my headcanon as to why the Heritage universe exists in the first place, like, in-universe, is that Schmirko did so much time fuckery in the RLDS timeline that it somehow affected other timelines it affected the Heritage timeline, which caused it to have an alternate universe. Or you could just say it was future Gary from the actual timeline who caused that time rift and all that stuff to confuse. Look, if there's anything wrong with timelines and you have a time traveler, you're pretty safe blaming on the time traveler. I think that's the most logical thing to come out of this. Just be like, if you have a time problem and you have a time traveler, blame it on the time traveler. Problem solved. Everything makes perfect sense. A wizard did it. Anyway, yeah, I've been rambling, and yeah, I did. And I want to give major props to Malek. It's good to see his big film debut, assuming, well, then again, he's done other stuff too. Apparently, he also subtitled, like, Ruby Season 5 or something like that in Hungary, so good for him. I mean, this isn't his first debut, but I think he might have been in other stuff before, but this is, like, a big introduction to him. And I gotta say, man, awesome job. Like, some of these deliveries, I think you did a great job on. Like, some of it's where it's like, you gotta be the generic, edgy bat guy with the rough past, but then it's just like, then you have those moments of, what's it called? You have those moments of actual energy, like, my favorite is still Invoked. Elysium! Just, that's my favorite, and just the Elysium attack thing. Like, it's kind of sad to see him go, if only because it means Malek it goes. And so, unless of course we get Espigo positive, or Espigo minus, or negative, or Go Espa, or something like that. It'd be funny. But I doubt we get that, or we didn't get any positive or negative version of the other versions. We don't have a positive or negative version of Flame or any of that stuff. So yeah, that was fun. I'm glad I checked it out. And good job all around. I give credit to and of course I give credit to Gary and Corey, considering they're but it's just like, I've given credit to them for about the entire freaking thing of Hungry 7. And I think it's okay if I give someone else a little praise this time. I mean, they just did an awesome job as always. Should be like, it's another day at the office for us. Yeah. Okay, I think I've rambled on long enough. CS Dog.